Hello. So it is just me to start off with, but that's okay. Hopefully, I'll have some friends joining me. But I do have some bad news is that I will be jumping on to a sprint relatively soon because my dinner has just arrived. My dad has just brought me my food. Well, he hasn't, it's in the oven, keeping warm. So I'm going to pop us into a sprint relatively soon, to be honest with you. Ah, sorry, I wasn't expecting this person to show
I
up.
love that you were that excited to see me.
I didn't expect you to be on because you said
No,
you were
I am
so tired.
so tired. I am so tired, but I wanted to be here for your birthday.
Oh, thank you.
How are you? I haven't seen you in ages. I haven't seen you
I
in
know,
ages.
I know. I'm okay. So my
Mhm.
parents said they weren't going to be in, but now they're in because my mum's ill. So I was going to be streaming in the living room where it was nice and warm and cozy. But now I'm in this bedroom.
Okay, well, I'm in the middle of nowhere and I just heard something like fall over and the dog reacted. And I'm
Oh,
like, that's lovely, Lizzie, but I think there's someone in the house.
oh, I hate that.
I'm just gonna stay here. And then if anyone comes for me, they're on streams.
You
that's
have
my that's
witnesses.
my plan. Genuinely, like I was like, yeah, that's really nice, and then just conk, and it was like a really like it's probably just like snow falling because I tell you what, it's been so icy here. It's been like in Folkestone, there's nothing because obviously Folkestone's closer to the sea, so it's salt air. It's been misty, it's been a bit wet, but there's been no snow. And then Ashford, which is where I'm at, is obviously 30 miles in. It's really icy. I got stuck in the ice yesterday trying to leave the market. I thought I was going to die. Didn't. It's fine. So dramatic. But yeah, so I'm B. But yeah, wanted to be here for your birthday. It's nice that you're not in the house by yourself though.
Yeah, it's fine. I was expecting to have a nice evening by myself.
Mm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
but you know.
Is that blue? He's like, don't look at me.
Oh no, I was perceived.
I was. I'm going to introduce you to Bobby because Bobby's just woken up now. He's the tiniest of dogs. Come here, doggo. Come here, tiny boy.
Blue, can you please not bite my laptop? Hello.
Stubby little boy. He's like, why am I on the cam? Why? Why? He's just looking at me like. The thing is, he's so funny. So he's sleeping upstairs because it's too cold where he usually sleeps. And I'm not a dog person, but I've got a soft spot for Bobby. And he just keeps looking at me like, "Do you love me?" I'm like, yeah, just like that. Just like, oh, lick me. Thank you. Thank you. But I know, but you're not a cat. I would if you were a cat, but you're not. You're just tiny. So
So
anyway.
so you know how this room is always kind of a bit creepy because it's the Victorian room. It's gotten
Mm-hmm.
worse.
Oh no.
It's gotten worse. So now there's nesting dolls on top of the bookshelf, and if I can try and show you, it's kind of dark.
Oh, don't like that. Don't like that.
I
No,
hate that.
not a fan. Stop licking me.
And I don't know how that's worse than it was when it was just like the little like Quaker men.
It's the fact that obviously the Quaker men are creepy anyway, because those kinds of dolls are just generally creepy, but it's where their eyes are sitting. The fact that it's like they do look like they're looking at you. Will you stop licking me? He keeps trying to like lick my wrist, and I'm like, that's such a weird place to lick me. Just stop with the licking. You can sit on my lap all you like, but please stop with the licking.
I think what confused me the most, Hannah, was that you'd commented to saying you were looking forward to these all day, and then you just appeared, and I was like, oh my god.
I posted that comment an hour ago because I thought they started at 6. So
Nah,
I was like,
7.
I've been waiting for these. And I was like, oh, I'll just sit here and listen to my audiobook for an hour. That's fine. But I wanted to be super dramatic. And I was like, I'm going to wait until you're on. And then I'm going to hit. And I'm so glad I did because you were so dramatic. And I loved that.
Someone else has just turned up, and they're in a much better aesthetic place than she was like 10 minutes ago or whatever.
There she is. Hello, Celine.
It's taking forever. Okay, it's been too long.
It's been at least a week, yeah.
Come on, it's been more than a week. I feel like it's been a month. Like I'm overdoing it for sure, but I feel like it's
Yeah. I was gonna say it really. So can we talk about this dog? we like just the fact that he's like, just kiss
Oh,
me.
sweet.
Yeah, no, it hasn't, because I saw you for the last bollocks meetup, which was like 2
It
weeks
was
ago.
last month.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
been
maybe it was 3 weeks. Maybe it was 3 weeks, because it was
20 days. At the very least, 20 days.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've been working. I've been like hanging out with my family. Stop licking me.
Hello, Tamar. Tamar is just as excited as me that you're here.
Oh, it was so lovely, Celine, because I was like a right creep. I waited until Lizzie started, and then I clicked the link, and she was all like, ah! I was like, "You're so cute. Stop licking me. You'll just do it to annoy me now. You'll just do it to annoy me."
Mm-hmm. Oh no, it's not.
Are you starting a fight with me now?
And Tamar is also very excited that Celine is here too.
Yeah, I'm very excited. Celine's here too.
We have
I'm excited that you guys are both here.
It's your birthday. We weren't going to miss it. Also, I have always thought those were real candles, Celine, and you've just turned them on.
like, yeah, no, like absolutely not real. Absolutely not.
I just love the idea that you've got the fire going. Sorry, I'm really fighting this dog not to lick my face. The fact that you've got your fairy lights, your fake fire, and now your fake. Stop licking. He's literally just sat there like this.
This one is a real one. This one we can lit.
I was like so surprised because I've just been like, well, I'm just gonna do it from bed because I literally have nowhere else to go. Thinking like Celine might, also, but no, Celine is going all out with her like aesthetics, and I appreciate you.
I'm trying. Look, I am trying.
I'm in bed. I'm just chilling.
I'm trying to be presentable when I'm alive.
Yeah.
It's like I have my shit
appreciate it.
together where really I do not ever, but like we all pretend. Yes, it's my birthday. I need to go grab a drink. Actually, I just hurried up to come on your live. But yeah, we need to kind of like celebrate. So I need a drink.
Well, in the first sprint, I'm gonna have food and get my cider ready.
Yeah, I'm going to take the dog for a walk.
Then.
He's chasing his tail now, and he's going to fall off the bed. And I'm going to have to laugh because it's going to be funny.
Poor dog.
So, Celine, you know how we were talking about the broken binding set of Priory?
Yes.
And how I was going to ask my mum if she'd get that for me for my birthday because she's completely bollocks it with my birthday present. She said no.
But
she was like,
why?
She said you don't have enough room for the books you already own. I was like,
oh, give it a rest. Why are parents the absolute worst? I asked my mum for Christmas, and she was like, "You own a bookshop, Hannah. You don't need any more." I was like, "How dare you?
How dare you?"
Also, I've sold so many books that were from my TBR shelf. It's like, what are you looking forward to? And I'm like, all of these. Do you know what's really embarrassing? And this is probably only something that like you'll get if you've made like a big TBR. Will you chill out? I had stickers in a couple of the like post-it notes from where I'd put notes to say like what prompts they were for from Gothtober and from Book Wanderers, and people would like open a book to have a look at it, and just like that, and people go, "What's this?" I'd be like, "Nothing." Like, let me just go back. Because obviously where I'd taken books, I was like, well, I haven't read this yet. It's technically stock until I've read it, so I put them in the box, and then people were like, "I'm just gonna have a look," and I'm like, "Oh shit, that's my copy." So she did really well. So I've got fewer books, and my TBR is not nearly as big as I was hoping it would be. But also, I won't be bringing it back as many books. I'm going to need to take this dog because he's chasing his tail, which is fine, except he's making an absolute mess trying to. Is there another one? Is there another one?
Nice.
Hannah!
Oh,
I've been trying to join, but my internet was like, no, I'm just going to
Been
cut
my
out
internet
every
all
time I click
day.
the link.
I'm gonna cry. There's so many people. I wasn't expecting everyone to be
I'm
like.
so happy. It's everyone. I'm so happy.
Okay,
Happy
so
birthday.
it is. Hasn't felt like it. I've literally been in this room pretty much all day, just like watching.
okay.
Birthdays are like that though. I swear, like birthdays, like you think they're gonna be like, it's gonna be like a big thing, and then you're like, oh, it's just a day. That's it.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Hannah squads.
Okay, before I quiz into the sprint so Hannah can take Crazy Dog out, what are we all going to be reading this evening?
What is reading? First of all,
Yeah.
what is reading?
I don't know.
Don't let the bitch. I have no idea. What is it?
Oh,
Mystery
okay.
and very fitting for the
Mhm.
season.
Well, I'm actually recording a vlog. I'm doing like a wintry vlog because I've got loads of like honestly, this dog. All I can hear is him like rustling, so I'm sorry if that's really loud.
It's fine.
I've got loads of clips from all of like the Christmas markets that I've done and like the snow and like wintry vibes, but I probably won't post it until the 1st of January. So I was like, I don't want it to be specifically like a Christmas thing. It's going to be like a wintry vlog, and then there's all this stuff before, during, and after Christmas.
Okay,
Because I'm doing that, and I'm doing another vlog that I've already started filming, which is me reading the last 3 books on the kids' books I wanted to read or reread. So books from my childhood that I adored, I want to like try again. But what's really nice is this is a TBR vet. So I don't think I'm going to keep this. My dad bought it for me, which is why I kept it. I read it the first time. I didn't massively love it. I'm really enjoying it this time, though, because it is a mixture of ghost story and murder mystery. But I don't think I'm going to keep it. I think it's probably only going to be a 3 stars. So
Fair enough.
leave your tail alone.
Well, if you're not reading, what's your plan for this evening? Because it doesn't have to be reading. You can be doing whatever you want. You can be watching Christmas movies for all I care. I'm just happy you're here.
I have no idea. Nathan's currently running, so it'll probably be whatever he decides when he's back. Because I will probably have to vacate the room otherwise. But this is the Christmassy room, so I don't want to.
Like, yeah, the vibes are immaculate.
Yeah, but it'll probably go on Elden Ring if we're not doing anything together, in which case he might be swearing in the background because he'll die a lot.
That's fine. That's giving some sort of entertainment on your
Yeah.
side.
Yeah, but yeah, in the meantime, no idea.
Well, I mean, maybe this will be your kick to start reading again, Hannah. You never know.
Maybe.
Celine, which one of your hundreds of books that you've started are you going to be reading this evening?
Instead of starting yet another one, I think I'm going to pick up the Book of Starling Dreams. I have like the naked cover is really pretty. Also, by the way, like we do love that. We have also like end papers. Just me showing my pretty editions. I'm always happy to do that. I think I'm just going to continue with this one. Middle grade, magical, cute. So
If that isn't growth, I don't know what is. Continuing to read a book and not starting a new one. I'm proud of you.
thank you.
Could never be me.
Well, I'm going off TBR for this month because I decided I wanted to, and I'm going to read Amari and The Great Game because it's been
Why was
shouted.
that not on your TBR to begin with?
It wasn't my TBR for December. It was like January.
Oh,
Fine.
so you're not going off TBR then? You mean you're going like it's from your TBR?
Yeah, but it's not
I
on
thought
my.
when you said going off TBR, you were like, here's my TBR, I'm off. Like off-piste kind of thing. The fact that you'd actually read a book you picked specifically for this month, again, couldn't be me. Hi, Nathan.
He's disappeared again now.
Is
I heard him
that
come in,
haircut?
but he had like I heard him come in, but he had headphones in, so I've been like trying to forewarn him, being like, I'm on YouTube.
Like, Nathan, you're live now.
The thing is, though, that's so funny because obviously he drops in all the time. So the idea that he would like do the thing that he would normally do, but on live, really good.
I also have a Closed and Common Orbit, and this is my Total Bollocks book club pick for December. So I should probably.
Yes,
I should probably read.
Has
mine
anyone
as
else started theirs? Yeah.
No.
I mean, I started All the Light We Cannot See, but I haven't picked it up ever since. Like, I think I'm still at the very beginning. I haven't picked it up in like 10 days at least.
Well, Lizzie and I were going to buddy read mine because Lizzie's got A Diary of Blood on theirs as well. But I was like looking it up the other day and I was like, oh, we need to work out how many chapters we need to read and like work it out. And I was like, we could definitely do this in a week, right? It's not particularly long. It's like 280
No,
pages.
and
There's
like,
no chapters.
I read that in a day. You can definitely read that over the weekend. I read that in a
Oh, yeah,
day.
for sure.
It's a
If I'm
very
reading like 80 other things, like I normally do. But it hasn't got chapters. It's just got little, like, they're like separated into sections. There's no point in being like, Lizzie, should we do 13 sections? And then it's like, I don't know where I am. So we're gonna have to do it in pages, I think.
Hmm.
And then we could absolutely do it in a day. We could absolutely do it in a day. But it's whether we can be asked to, you know?
Very true. Well, you did your last market of the season, didn't you, today? So technically you're now free.
Well, I'm going to do 2 more days of work because I didn't get them done over the last week that I wanted to. And then that's it. The 22nd, I've got a Christmas do with my dad's office. And then that's it. I'm not doing any more work. I am up until super late playing D&D with my pals from Folkestone. And you guys will love this, right? So I'm going to be recording making a combat board because one of the characters that's in that campaign that I'm doing is a pirate. Kieran, who obviously I'm staying with at the moment, has a D&D pirate ship that has 3 different decks on it. So I'm making a combat board that is a seascape. I can't draw for shit, so I'm going to record the whole thing because it's going to be carnage, of me making it so that I can then show you. And then I went to a toy shop and they had these ice monsters that had an anchor as an arm, as a weapon, and I was like, perfect combat. So, and it fits in a normal D&D square. So
Nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be lots of fun.
but yeah.
Just got a quick question from Tamar.
Oh, so this is normally they take a couple of weeks. At the moment, they are taking way longer than that because of strikes and because of international stuff. So I have kind of semi-closed my shop from now until after Christmas because even if I were to send it out tomorrow, you wouldn't get it until January just because of the strikes. There were videos of Bristol's postal office where they've had to move the lorries that would normally sit outside because that entire area is post and it was out in the rain and snow and stuff. So because they've just got nowhere else to put it. So yeah, really, really happy with that. Which is annoying because I was hoping loads of people have obviously ordered the Lunar Library book, which is obviously the first was the Lamentable Library is now Lunar Library thing. And I'm not going to be able to get them to people for January. They're not going to arrive in time.
Mm-hmm. I want one of those, by the way. I hope you've already.
Yeah. Well, it's good because it's the first one's a middle grade. It's a middle grade Victorian ghost story.
Nice.
Interesting.
But that's all you get to hear about it. Oh, the giveaway books have been sent. then they're on their way.
Yeah, I know that mine won't be here at least. Yeah, after Christmas, probably New Year's, probably maybe end of January.
Yeah, your Tolkien one's only just arrived, hasn't it?
Not that long ago, maybe a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And you think how long I sent that mid-October?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine.
They're just taking forever. I'm so sorry. I'm hoping it will all be straightened out again by Feb. But
it's just really funny, but it's fine. For me, it's completely fine.
Right, I'm gonna pop us into a sprint because I'm really hungry and I can smell the fish and chips.
Yeah, well, I think the dog is eating my clothes now, so I'm gonna go take him for a walk.
I'm gonna put us into a sprint for an hour, so I have time to eat and stuff, and then it'll be 45 minutes for however long I can be bothered to be live for. It won't be too late though because I'm an old person and I like to be in bed by 10.
That's fair.
But I'm gonna pop us in.
Oh, the birthday cake! I love it.
I can't have one real birthday cake, so I have a picture of one.
You don't have you're not having real cake at all?
No, she does. It's a whole thing.
My parents didn't buy me a cake either.
I mean, I just go buy myself one. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm gonna get one tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure.
Jeez.
Just make yourself a mug cake.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a mug cake as well, but
perfect.
No.
Okay, we'll see you very soon then.
Yes. See you guys in an hour.
See you in a bit.
Yes, I'm gonna go find some food myself.
I was gonna say you had to be there somewhere to remove the timer. And it's an Abby.
I've been here since the timer said 37 minutes.
Well, I haven't been. To be fair, I haven't
know.
been. I'm sorry.
I know. It's fine. Chris got the laundry out of the machine, so I hung up the laundry and I helped him with the dishes. But seeing as this is my first appearance on the live, I want to say happy birthday, and Chris also said happy birthday, Lizzie.
Oh, thanks.
And I'm here thanks to his wonderful temporary donation of his laptop.
I was going to ask, your laptop is working?
And no, I'm using his old laptop from uni. So, yeah. It's sat on top of mine. Mine's a nice handy little stand right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the gang's all here.
Yeah.
This makes me very happy.
That's so
Well,
exciting.
I had my dinner, which was sausages and chips from the takeaway, which was exactly what I wanted.
Was it good?
It was great. It was just what I
Perfect.
wanted.
That is peak chippy meal.
Yep.
Mm.
And I also read 28 pages while I was in the other room.
You did
Um,
good.
So yeah, I made a start on this very shiny book.
Nice.
How did everyone do, and what did everyone else do?
I read 5 pages.
Oh, Poppy War, interesting. Are you liking it?
Yes, this is the first I've touched it since like the 4th, maybe the 5th of December. That's just me, that's not the book.
Yeah.
I'm just having a time. But I read the first like 250 pages of this then and adored it. I was like, this is amazing, I'm gonna love this, and then I've not picked it up.
That's very good.
That's fine.
I continued with this one, which is the book of Selling Dreams, middle grade, cute, magical. I'm on page 100 and something, 120. I'm just reading very slowly because I'm tired. But it's cute. It's okay. I like it. And that's it.
I read maybe 2 pages of The Pickpocket Countess, which Hannah recommended to me.
What is it?
Loosely,
It's a Mills and Boon.
loosely recommended. Because for the Total Bollocks prep that we've been doing, obviously we've been recommending each other books and stuff. And I asked Hannah, like, what genre are you in the mood for? And she said that the only thing she's reading at the moment, because like you were struggling to like get through.
Didn't say only.
Oh, not only. There's like a couple of genres and stuff. But one of the genres that Hannah was like, I seem to be picking up more and more frequently is a bodice ripper. And I was like, I've read 2. I've read 2 my whole life. They are both by Bronwyn Scott. So feel free to pick up either of those. So I hope it's as terrible as I remember, because they were
So far, I have only laughed.
Yeah, I laughed the whole way through. I could not take it seriously at all.
Yeah.
It was very silly.
And
Very
I
different
also-
to.
Yes. I was going to say, and then I also made some mac and cheese that I got down myself. So I dropped the whisk. I was balancing it on the pan, and it went everywhere.
Oh
So I made
no.
a massive mess. That's what else I did with whispering.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, I managed 77 pages of this because I'm doing it as an audiobook, and I nearly murdered my friend's dog.
Oh my god, what happened?
So I took him out for his walk. Like, we only go like a little way so that he can like do his business and stuff. But it's like obviously really dark and he didn't want to be outside. But then when he came back, he was like being really fidgety. So I was like, okay, well, I'll chuck him out into the garden again and see. He would not come back when I called him. Their garden is massive. Their garden is huge. Wouldn't come back. When he did come back, he was absolutely soaked through. So he's obviously been like rolling around in the snow and stuff that's outside. So I couldn't find like just like a normal towel. They only have like the fancy towels that are in their like spare bathroom. So I was like, okay, it was on like they've got one of those like heaters that like heats your towels up. So I was like, I wrapped him up in that, dried him off, and then like left him like cocooned in it because he was shivering. And then I put him down for literally 2 seconds and I could hear this like ripping sound. And he's basically found a thread in the middle of it and just started pulling at it. And I was like, that's great. I love that for me. I love that you've attacked their nice towels. Thanks, bud. So he is now downstairs in his cage. Now, I've been told by the mom, like, not to let him sleep downstairs because it gets too cold, which is like fine. It is really chilly. It's it says it's 8 degrees. It's absolutely not 8 degrees. I don't know what that's, but I think that's because of the rain. It's the warmest it has been since I came down because it's been snowy for the last 2 days. I've had to de-ice my car twice, like this weekend. I don't have one of those scrapey things, so I used a spatula.
I mean, it
worked an absolute treat, but I do feel like I'm disrespecting everything about this person's house. So
you are. I feel like you are, but that's hilarious.
And you've just documented it on the internet as well.
They don't watch YouTube. Not unless like everyone dobs me in which case fair enough.
A spatula. You couldn't have found anything else. Like another
Genuinely, they didn't have anything. They didn't have any kind of like. I asked my mum. I was like, "What do you use? Like when you can't find the scraper for the car?" She's like, "Oh, I use
a card, like the little like shop cards."
Yeah,
I use that. They were great.
That's what my mum said. My mum said she uses like a debit card or like a credit card.
Yeah.
And I was like, a spatula has a handle, so I could reach further. What are you talking about?
I use like a Morrison's card or a Sainsbury's card, whichever one I've got in my purse at the time.
But I don't understand the surface area on those versus a spatula. Like,
I get what you're saying.
My mum calls it a fish slice. It's one of those like more like rigid ones with like the holes in the middle.
Oh, the fancy ones.
I mean, that just
is
feels like
that fancy?
Well, I feel like fish is fancy.
Fish is fancy.
I don't understand that, but okay.
Having specific utensils for fish is fancy.
Yeah, no, that's fair. But I feel like fish in general's not fancy. It's like
you specifically mentioned like a thing for fish.
Oh no, so what we understand as a spatula, right? Like there's two. There's the one that is long and flat, and then there's the one that's more like square. And sometimes the square ones have like the little holes in them so that you can like flip an egg and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? My mum calls the second
is
one
almost slightly more fan.
Yeah, that's a fish slice. But I just assumed that everything that does a flip is a spatula.
Yeah, same. That's why I was like,
I mean, that's
fancy.
But my mum always refers to it as a fish slice. I don't know why. But then she also calls macrame, and I don't know where I stand on that. I've only ever heard it referred to as macrame.
I think I've only ever heard it called macrame, but then that's probably my mum mispronouncing things because she mispronounces
No, it probably isn't.
everything.
It's probably me. It is probably me. But it just...
I hate the English language.
Right?
It's unnecessarily complicated.
It's awful. It's god awful.
All those
I got
goddamn
myself-
dialects.
I got myself a kiwi and lime cider as well that I bought all the way from Banbury.
I'm Johnny. We don't have cider, but it's not a tea because there's rum
Kiwi
in
and
it.
lime. Is that old moot?
Mm-hmm.
I've got cans of that downstairs.
It's
Mhm.
delicious.
Morrison's is doing a deal right now. You can buy like the fridge pack of cans. You can get 3 of those for like 24 quid.
Nice.
I'm very curious because I've never had any flavored cider.
Is that not a thing in France?
Absolutely not. Like we have like there's a region in France where you can find like it's originated from, I guess. And no, it's not a French thing to have that flavored.
I would struggle for beverages. That's my go-to is a fruity cider.
I don't know that you would struggle because they've got a lot of other fruity drinks that like
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Like what? Like what?
well like their wines and stuff are a lot fruitier.
Despise
than
wine.
No,
No,
but that's what I'm saying is like I don't like wine. Don't get me wrong. I find it too bitter. But France is wine capital. Like I feel like they're
But
in
every
general
wine-
they're a lot nicer.
Absolutely. We have sweet
Tastes like
wine, which are quite fruity. What?
I've tried sweet wines before. I don't know where they were from because it was Chris, because Chris likes wine. Every single wine I've ever tried is nasty, so I just wouldn't waste my own money on it.
Well,
Mm.
you
Like if you're in a shop and they're like, all we have is alcohol, I'm like, great, I'll go find some tap water in the bathroom.
would you
I'm not
take-
spending money on wine.
that's
I always
fair.
put lemonade with wine because I'm a heathen.
That may make me drink it, actually. I do lemonade
doesn't
with
sound
gin.
appetizing. Oh,
Lemonade with
white
gin is
wine.
fantastic.
Yeah, I was thinking red wine. Red wine, that sounds foul.
Oh no, I don't touch red
What if
wine.
obviously it was white wine?
White wine
Yeah,
and
yeah.
rosé.
Well, there's
wine
what's that Spanish drink? It's called something tinto, where it's like half
Oh,
white,
sangria.
half red, and say that again.
I said I was going to say sangria. That's the only one I know.
No. So sangria's obviously got all the fruit in it. But when I went out to Gibraltar for my brother's wedding, his wife, I love saying that, his wife kept ordering these things where it's like white wine, lemonade, and red wine. But the way they pour it in, it almost looks like it's like half and half.
Where it separates. Interesting.
But it's a something tinto. But I feel like I've only heard it in her very specific Gibraltarian accent, and would never be able to repeat it, even if I did try to butcher it in this.
Because tinto is a variety of grape from I know that from Portugal at least, but like it's close enough to Spain, so there could be both. Tinto
Really
Cala,
good.
wine,
So
variety of grape.
I looked it up, and apparently it's called Tinto de Verano.
Sweet.
Interesting. I'm very curious. I want to try that now.
Well, it looked really nice, and it looked like a really summery drink as well.
It literally translates as summer red wine.
There you go.
Ooh. Yeah.
I've also Googled it. It's a cold wine-based drink popular in Spain, similar to sangria.
Mm-hmm.
Sangria is nice. Sangria is nice.
Don't think I've
But
ever
I just
had it.
like things with fruit in it. So like I'm not fussy when it comes to stuff like that. Like I just like I like a punch because it's got fruit in it.
Yeah.
I've
Put
never
fruit in a
had
drink, I'm all over it.
That's fair enough.
Although to be fair, I don't know if I've ever told you guys this story, but when I was maybe 12 or 13, my parents had a massive it must have been like for like the millennium or something like that, like a big New Year's Eve party. And we were told not to drink the punch. We weren't allowed to drink it. There was alcohol in it. We didn't realize that if we ate the fruit obviously sucks up most of the alcohol. So me and my brother just stuffed our face on it, the floating apples and shit. And I was like, oh, this is a fun feeling. My brother was very sick all over the carpet. And I just remember my dad's mate who came round, who was like, he was a security guard, like a prison guard or something like that. And he'd just be like, your youngin's chucked up. And that was it. That was the extent of his vocabulary about it. Like, he wasn't going to help. It was just, your youngin's chucked up. And yeah, Will was hungover at like age 9.
Oh my god.
I was saying to Chris yesterday when we went to Sainsbury's to grab some bits for Christmas and stuff. And we were in the booze aisle looking for different things to get his dad, because his dad's the worst person on the planet to buy for. And we were talking about, different alcohols. My parents, I had this may be the most English thing I'm about to say in my life, my dad would put his finger in his lager and then put his finger in my mouth when I was a baby, up until I was about 5. Other than that, my first introduction to alcohol was when we were at a little Christmas market in Northumberland, and I was about 14, and there was a stand, they've got all the different samples out. And so I was like, oh, I want to try that. And the stall handler looked at my dad and was like, consent for Bambi to drink alcohol? And he was like, yeah, sure. Like a thimble. But it was slow gin, and I was like, out of all the possible alcohols that you could have introduced me to, considering my mum is teetotal and despises alcohol, you could have started me with anything, and you're like, give her slow gin. It's delicious.
It
It
is.
is delicious, to be fair.
That's
You
great.
morons! Before that, I'd only ever had bits of lager off of my dad's damn fingers. And then they're like, drink some of your own. Slow gin. I'm like, great, clearly I'm going to drink. This was a bad decision, mother. Honestly. Love fingerless gloves. Finger topless.
Mm.
I've never heard someone call them finger topless gloves.
No, fingerless gloves, but not finger
Fingerless.
topless. I don't
No.
know how I feel about finger topless. That sounds a bit sordid.
It does sound a bit saucy, to be honest.
I love that. I was like, oh, I'm uncomfy. Finger topless. And Lizzie's like, oh, finger topless. I see
Right.
how it is.
Okay.
And then
back
I'm
to-
here thinking like finger topless, like cut off the top of your fingers.
Ooh.
Okay, but I just want to say some backstory of why. So,
Mhm.
my dad was watching the final of the World Cup because, of course, the one sport I don't fucking care about, football, the final of the World Cup was on
On
today.
your birthday. Mm-hmm.
So I went to go and I went to watch the last little bit because I was like, I just need to see his reaction. I just need to see his reaction. And then when Argentina won, they panned out to the crowd. And there was a lady completely topless, her boobs were out and everything. And I was like, I went, oh, she's got her tits out. And my mum went, where? And I was like, oh, okay, well they panned away from her now. But my mum was like, she's gonna get arrested.
Like
No, surely not.
they've been. It's in Qatar. So
Yeah, she will get arrested.
You
Really?
can't,
Yeah.
you have to be fully clothed. There's
She
loads of
will-
rules about.
She will be lucky if she gets off with a warning from the officials. I'm assuming she was probably Argentinian, or French, rather than from Qatar or from many of the other countries.
But I'll be really surprised if that doesn't make headlines, to be honest. But also, I really enjoyed that Lizzie specified that she was topless with her full tits out. Like, as if we were worried that she kept her bra on.
No.
Really?
Nipple tassels.
It really threw me though because it was on the BBC. It's like the BBC can't say that.
That's even worse.
I was like, you can't show that. It's before the watershed. She's got her boobs out.
Well, I mean, it was live.
The Big channel. That's what that's for. That's obviously expect them.
It was also live. Probably they didn't expect that.
Oh,
Well, they
come
could
on, the
have done it
producers
anywhere.
knew.
Usually,
Producers knew.
especially a channel like BBC or ITV, like the main UK channels, usually live shows will have a purposeful delay in case there is anything this obviously isn't that offensive, but if there'd been something horrifically graphic, there's a delay so that they can cut before any of the audience sees any of it.
Interesting.
And they've done that before. Mainly back in the day in 90s and earlier when people were a little more worried about what was on the telly. But yeah, so they knew. They let that go through. That was a choice.
I wonder if they've done that intentionally to then go, hey, remember that lady that was topless on the TV yesterday? She's been arrested.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Or just even to keep her safe because she was on the BBC.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that will keep her safe because people have literally been arrested and no one seems to give a shit. So,
but as in, she's high profile. She was a topless woman before Watershed. I mean, topless woman on BBC anyway, but also topless woman before Watershed on the BBC. And then obviously the BBC will more than happily report on something that happened on their own channel. That could be on the 10 o'clock news.
Yeah.
If anything happens to her. So it's made her too high profile.
That's what I mean. But
Yeah.
I don't think that will stop Qatar because, literally nothing has. Nothing
Yeah,
has.
that's true.
So,
I mean,
But-
they did make one of our fans also, as if this was the World Cup where no English fans got arrested. I'm very proud of us. It finally happened. Literally, this is the first ever World Cup where we've not been done for rowdy behaviour in the host country.
do we know that for sure? Do we know that there's been
Yes.
absolutely no British people? Because
According
that's
to
suspicious.
according to every possible report, and I'm like, wow. Everyone's been given warnings essentially. And then they've reacted correctly to the warnings of you need to stop, and they're like, okay, and they stop. But there's a guy that goes to every single World Cup, every single England game for the men's team, who's always topless. And he was told by the Qatari officials to go put clothes on that he couldn't stand there topless.
Oh, they're
So
gonna
if
arrest
he was
so many
confronted in the stadium and Qatari officials went up to him during the match and was like, no, put your shirt on, they're definitely going to say something to that woman.
What I
Yeah.
find fascinating is there's loads of people that now won't be able to travel to other places because they went to Qatar for the football.
Yeah.
And it's not
Wait.
necessarily that they would want to, but you're not allowed to travel from Qatar to the US for like without like 6 months between or something like that.
Really?
I'm assuming that doesn't
I
apply
didn't
to
look
US
at the news.
citizens.
I have no idea about that. Why?
Well, there are certain countries. I mean, like you can't even. So when I got my visa, and it's become more stringent as well. When I got my visa to visit the US, because I went to New York, I had to wait another 3 months because I was going to go in the summer. I ended up having to go in October because it had to be 6 months between. I'd already been to Romania the year before. And Romania is on the list of places you're not allowed to go from Romania straight to the US.
Really?
Unless you're a US citizen, obviously.
Interesting. I didn't know that at all.
It may have changed since then, but I know that
But
like
still,
there
that wasn't-
were like 20 odd countries that like if you've been here in the last 3 months, you're not
Why
allowed.
Romania?
Honestly, couldn't tell you. Could
They're
not
not,
tell you.
You know, they've been at war with a few countries in the past decade. Those countries would make some sense. Russia would make sense. Like, I'd understand. But, like, why Romania?
I don't know, but Romania is lovely. I would absolutely recommend Romania to people for just like a chill holiday because it has so much culture. It's so interesting and it's so fucking cheap. Like it's 5 of whatever their currency is to £1. So we stayed in like a really decent hotel. We did the Bram Stoker tour, did all of Transylvania, went to Sibiu, went to where Vlad the Impaler was supposedly born, went to the castle, did all that shit. It was so good. It was so good.
It's also beautiful. I've seen pictures of landscapes over there. It is gorgeous.
It's so green. And there's just so much of it. It was a stunning holiday. And yeah, like I said, not expensive at all. So I would absolutely recommend.
I'm not that far away from that. I think I can drive there in like 6 hours. No, that's
The
not
fact,
probably
the fact
12.
that I would die if it took you 6 hours to get there because it takes you what, like 9 to get to Paris. Like the fact that you could be like, I'm gonna go on holiday to this country. It's quicker.
Well, I mean, I'm at the border of Italy, almost basically. So wait, let me check. No, like it's probably more like 12 Romania. Let's check.
I've forgotten where Romania is, and now I'm ashamed of myself, and I must rectify. Map. Give. Stop
It's
showing
right.
me England. No one
I
likes
will-
I
England.
got Middlesex wrong at work the other day. Like, don't ask me about other countries.
Yeah, but you're not a geographer, so
Oh, yeah, Romania's over there.
I do have a
Right.
geography GCSE.
I don't. I don't know where anything is.
Yeah, no, it's gonna take me a day to drive there.
That's a bit too far, Celine.
It's 20 hours. It's like to
This
go
is
to
the thing, when you
middle.
were like 6 hours, I was like, wait, is it one of the small countries around, like Croatia? Am I wrong? And like, it's not far from Croatia, but not the right end.
20 hours if I want to go like in the middle of Romania, not at the border, but like middle of Romania. 20 hours.
To be fair, Romania's massive. It takes almost, I think, what did he say? He said it was something like something stupid, like 27 hours to drive from one side to the other,
Oh, God.
which is a lot.
Too big, too big.
I'm already dreading the 5-hour drive to Huddersfield that I've got to do in the new year, and then the 7-hour drive to Newcastle. I'm like really excited to see people, but I am not looking forward to that drive.
Yeah, I am not looking forward to being in the back seat going from Newcastle to southwest Scotland, and that only takes like 2.5 hours.
Mhm.
To be fair, I do get car sick if I'm not in the front. So
Yeah.
I will want to vomit for that entire 2.5 hours to give me some credit.
No, that's to be
And
fair.
I-
I'm with you on that. I get really bad travel sickness.
And I can't sit in the front because I'm going with my mum and my dad to go up to see my mum's family. And my mum will be driving because she gets car sick if she isn't driving.
Mhm.
And my dad is 6'1". And so, like hell, he's going to sit in the back seat just so that I don't vomit. He doesn't give a damn. Shut up and vomit quietly. So,
Oh.
which I've done many times because we love reading, and I have to look up when I'm in a car. Cannot look down. But we drove a lot as a child, and I got very bored and had nothing else to do, and so we would just pull over a lot to let me vomit on the side of the road.
Oh
I
my
used to go to sleep. I used to have to force myself to go to sleep because it was the only way not
Yeah.
to get travel sick.
Mm-hmm. I've
Oh.
gotten worse as I get older. And so if I have lots of windows around me, I'm all right. It's like on the train, if I'm not at a table seat, because all the windows, even if you get one like that's properly aligned, which you usually don't, the windows on just like the single seats aren't big enough. You can't see enough, so then I get travel sick. So I always try and book a table seat just so I don't need to vomit.
That's that.
Buses, not a good time. Not a good time.
Mm.
I need to
I
try
need a
and
breeze
Ooh.
or for it to be cold.
What did you say? Donna? Sorry.
Oh, I said I need a breeze or for it to be cold.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm here for that.
I don't know that I've tried mead.
I haven't either, but it sounds nice. Like I like cherry.
Wasn't it like mainly honey? So
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we just had my father-in-law came around earlier, so I'm pretty sure my brother-in-law's got some. So I might have to try and steal some at some point.
that's fair.
Yeah,
I think
so
it's
fingerless
like-
gloves go to here,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they cut off the.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I would still refer to them as fingerless gloves.
Yeah,
because even
like-
though it's like there, so it's just that bit.
Yeah,
That
it's just like the top joint or so of your finger
Yeah.
that is gloveless. But
Yeah.
regardless, I've never heard them called finger topless because you don't really have. If the gloves are fingerless, you don't like. You tend to call them something else. Like I don't
yeah,
even
but
know.
to be honest, I feel like part of that is because people know that they'll react like Lizzie did, where it's like topless. Tell me more.
Welcome to Britain. Everything is an innuendo. Innuendo.
Everything, even innuendo, is an innuendo.
Mm,
Mhm.
terrible.
If you want to understand the Brits, watch one single homegrown British like panel comedy show, and you will. If you're not British, you'll just be like, "What the hell is wrong with these people?" And it will explain a lot.
Also,
Not
I
for
had
me, now cancelled, but they have clips on TikTok. Highly recommend.
I had to block someone who made some very creepy comments. So that was kind of gross.
I wasn't looking at the comments. What comments were they?
Me either. Now I want to know.
Because I was up, and then I got new comments. So I went down, and I realized that Tamer had pointed out that there was someone a bit creepy, and I've given Tamar the spanner of power as well, so that they can just block people when they want to. But it was like something along the lines of like, happy birthday, go eat 10,000 calories and get pregnant. And then they said, I would get all of you ladies pregnant. It's like, excuse me,
Mhm.
get the hell out of my chat. We don't want that here.
Yeah.
My thought is just like, how? Because you're clearly impotent. Like, if you're doing it in someone's chat, you're not doing it in real life, are you? Like, that person hasn't got it up in years. Ed who? Like,
But
let's
also,
be honest.
like, with love to every single one of us here, okay? But none of us are big YouTubers, okay? Not one. So it's not like we've got, random people like, why are you here? If you don't like books and you
No,
don't
but
know one of us
sometimes they
personally-
just like looking up live streams to like drop shit like that in. But that's how I know they don't got bitches.
But like,
because
what's
everybody
wrong
wastes their
with,
time.
like, what's wrong with you just to do that? Like, what is going on? Like, how does it work for you to get the idea to begin with? Like, don't you have anything else to do? Like, go watch porn, like whatever. Like,
Right? Like porn exists, okay?
yeah.
Viagra.
there.
Go see your GP.
Go
Go see a
watch.
therapist.
Like, get some help, dude.
Oh, and it absolutely was a dude, for sure. Without
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no.
Because let's
So
be honest, girls wouldn't waste their time.
Mm-mm.
No, if a girl was going to try and do something like that, she would have more finesse.
Yeah, for sure.
Because she knows it doesn't work.
For sure.
Also, good news. Apparently, Mum has got a cake, but it's a small cake, and it isn't. She didn't originally buy it for my birthday, but she said she remembers that there is cake.
I'm
Okay,
sorry,
so
your family didn't get cake.
No, like they didn't. That's the worst.
So there's been a lot of things that have happened today, Abby, that my family have kind of really dropped the ball. One, my mum didn't remember this morning that it was my birthday. My dad did. Like, it was fine. Like, they gave me gifts and
But
stuff.
that's why you're there. They know that's why you're there, right? Because you specifically said you were going down for your birthday, and your mom was just like, "Oh, I guess Lizzie's here now."
Yeah,
honestly.
basically.
Do you have
But my
siblings?
dad remembered.
Lizzie, have you got siblings?
Yes.
That makes it ever so slightly better. I'm an only child, so if that happens to me, it's like kill you all.
No, my sister's birthday is tomorrow, and my mum will 100% remember.
Oh, it's one of those. Oh, we love it. Mm.
But my dad remembered, and that was fine. But then my birthday presents were wrapped up in Christmas paper, and I don't know how I feel about that.
Oh no, that's just being thrifty, right? Buying ones. I didn't even wrap your present. I just went, hey, it's arrived from Etsy. Do you want it now? Like I didn't. That was it. The receipt
Hannah-
could have been in there. I don't know.
I've made use of that twice, and it works perfectly.
Oh, I'm pleased. I'm
I have a
disappointed it was
question.
twice, but
Yeah.
Okay, I have two questions. One of them I feel is probably going to have to be answered in our own chat. I think I know, possibly. But that is, what is the present from Hannah? And then two, when are you back at your place? Lizzie, when are you back at your house?
So the first question, Hannah got me a
massive dildo.
yeah, it was huge.
This is
Biggest
what I'm expecting the answer to
in
be.
life. No, a basically like what material is it, Hannah? It's
It's
a
wrought iron.
raw iron like cauldron type thing, which you put a wax melt in, and you put it on the log burner, and it uses the heat of the log burner to weld the melt.
Because I'm a good gift giver.
It was incredible. It was absolutely perfect. It was so heavy. I was like, what the hell? Like it was this.
It was
little-
so funny because I was like, right, I gave her the box, and like I said, like it wasn't wrapped. It had literally just arrived. It was the only thing I'd ordered, so I knew it was for her. And I was like, do you want to open it now? And she was like, obviously. And then I handed it to her. She's like, why is it heavy? I'm like, because it's literally the box is like this big. Like it wasn't big at all, but it was hefty.
Heavy. And then yes, when are you going back home?
Before, just after Christmas and before New Year, within like that week probably.
And will you be staying at home
Yes.
from then? Okay.
Yes. I will not be going anywhere.
Ever again.
Yeah, that's it. I'm staying. I'm going to be doing New Year's Eve sprints as well because I literally have zero life. Birthday sprints and New Year's sprints. If that doesn't tell you how much of a life I have, I don't know.
I've got no idea what we're doing. I know Chris refuses to go out in York on New Year, which I'm not going to argue with because I don't care enough. Until last year, every single New Year's Eve of my life was spent with my mum and dad. Or more accurately, my dad whilst my mum was asleep.
Well, I noticed something. Well, Celine and I were talking about this because Celine said she's going to join me because Celine is just a permanent resident of my channel, and I love that. We're going to have 2 New Year's Eve because Celine is an hour ahead, so it will be a double part New Year.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have that as well. I've got a few Swedish friends, and so I always have to set an alarm an hour earlier. Like, Happy New Year! You remembered? I remembered. I set an alarm.
I remember.
And then the ones who stay out and drink, which is not all of them, but the ones who do, then send me a message at, for them, 1 a.m. Happy New Year!
I
Great
love
fun.
that. To be
I think
honest,
Celine will be in bed by 1 a.m. her time.
well, we'll see. We'll see. I might convince Celine to stay up until it's been our New Year.
Yeah, you might. We'll see. I'll try. I will really. I take a nap during the day because the breadline me will be tired for sure. But yeah, no, I'll
To be
try.
honest, the reason I want to do New Year's sprints is to finish up all of the books that I will have inevitably started over the Christmas period.
Don't even.
Not
oh my
finished,
God.
but want to start with a clean slate in January.
I feel like we should. Well, you should do a sprint on January 1st so that I can come on and we can start like the New Year's together, like with new books and everything.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Let's go for it.
I would say that I would join. However, I think that if I get up at any point before 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon on New Year's Day, Chris will murder me. And then everyone will be sad, including Chris. So no guarantee on my end.
I could never wake up at that. I used to when I was a teenager, but like I went to bed at like 6 or 7 a.m. So,
Just
like,
Celine, the thing is, he will be drinking a lot. because it'll be New Year's Eve to New Year's Day, and he is older, so the hangover hits quite hard.
Well, don't I know that?
Uh-huh.
It takes me a week every time to get over when I drink. Like go out and Oh yeah. My body doesn't like that anymore.
Abby, just remember, Celine is French, and Celine drinks a lot of wine. Like, for what we would consider a lot of wine, but like that's fine. But that's why it takes a week.
No, because I drink like other alcohol as if it was wine. So I will go like the same way with vodka or anything. But it's
with
not
spirits. I am fine the next day, and it really pisses Chris off. If I just drink spirits like vodka and gin with like lemonade or something, the next day, like I'm thirsty, but I'm fine, and it angers Chris deeply. Because I'm sat there like, let's turn on all the lights, let's play a video, I want stimulation, and he sat there like, I'm dying.
Yeah, I don't get hangovers either.
I'm sure that I will as I age, but
I don't think you will. I think it's a genetic thing because my dad doesn't. My dad will get like a bit tired and maybe like a bit grumpy, but that's more because he's been up late as opposed to the alcohol. Yeah. And I'm the same. If you make me stay up until 3 o'clock in the morning, the next day I'll be fucking miserable and I will be awful to be around. I could be drinking till 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. My mood will be exactly the same the next day. Like there's nothing, or I could be absolutely shit-faced at 8 o'clock at night, wake up, be fine. Like it won't matter because it used to drive my friends up the wall, and I'd always be the one to like cook breakfast the next day because I was the only one sentient enough to be able to stand near hot things, you know.
I need to find out how my mum used to react to alcohol. She stopped drinking when she was about how old I am now, maybe a couple of years older, but she used to go through a couple of bottles of peach schnapps each night. So she used to drink to herself. Apparently that's a lot. I was like, is it? It's quite tasty.
It's quite a lot. That's quite a lot. It's tasty.
I mean, she's Scottish, and then her and Kevin decided to raise me in Newcastle, so are you sure that's a lot?
For a southerner, it might be.
Aye. Military dad, Scottish mum, raised in Newcastle. Is that really that much?
Well, I don't have any. No, I'm joking. I have friends. As you can see, they're all here. But I also am like, ugh, parties. No.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that one.
We always have a board game night.
Me to one. I need. Yeah.
That sounds amazing. Board game night. That sounds great.
Yeah, it sounds really good.
It used to be like a family thing where it'd be like my dad's one of 11 and they've all got kids and married, so it's like always a massive, we'd like rent somewhere out and just the whole family, and it was crazy. But they kind of fell by the wayside. So in college we started doing board game nights with friends, and we kind of kept it up. We just pile around. Well, it used to be we'd pile around someone's parents' house and just play board games in the dining room. Well, they did whatever they did, which was usually more wild. But yeah, it's hoping to do something like that again this year, I think, because we missed it in the pandemic.
Yeah.
You guys have much more exciting New Year's than mine.
Oh, I don't leave the house now. Like I think
last
year
I've never ever had like a New Year's party. Like
you're not worth it. There's so not like you're not even remotely missing out. Like the last proper New Year's party I went to, my friend thought that his dad was being homophobic, so started a fight with him, like a physical altercation, and had his head put through a window, and I had to drive everyone home. And it was one of those things where like I've had it twice, okay? I don't really believe in psychics or spirituality, but there have been 2 instances where my brain has gone, no, Hannah, don't drink today. Something is going to go wrong. And on both of those times, windows have broken and I've had to drive everyone home. So maybe I am psychic. I don't know. But I remember on this instance specifically, I had to pile like 8 people into my car and like ferry everyone home because it was awful. And it was like couples that had broken up and were like maybe getting back together, were drinking. It was super awkward. It was just a horrible, horrible night. The year after that, I went to another house party, and again, it was like it was just boring. And again, everyone was just being stupid, and like it just wasn't fun. And I was like, I remember I used to love going to house parties on New Year's Eve, and then I don't know what happened, but people started becoming assholes. And I was like,
I don't know if it's because we're getting older and we realize the bullshit that there's around us, or like people are getting stupider by the year. I have no idea. But yeah, it used to be fun. Now it's just not.
That's the type of party I can get behind.
The most drama. The most drama we've had was Nathan was stopped by the police walking home afterwards because they wanted to know what was in the Asda bag, and it was Monopoly.
What's in the bag?
To be fair, Nathan seems like
Nathan is like super dodgy. To be fair, like
He's not in the room at the moment.
If I had a police badge.
Okay, shall we put on another sprint, which to be honest might be the last one because I'm flagging.
Really?
I've had
I've got
goals.
like an hour and 10 minutes left of my audiobook. An hour and 12.
Well, then you better speed it up.
It's
Okay,
all
do you want me
1.9
to-
already.
Okay, we'll do 2 sprints so Hannah can finish her book.
I might be there on the last one then.
That's fine, but I also want to go and get cake.
Yes, absolutely.
valid.
You have to.
So we'll do 2 more sprints. Where's my thingy gone? Wait,
And I can actually read something, which I haven't done since the 4th. Exciting.
How are we all doing with the read of the month for the?
Shut up, Celine.
Celine, I've already told you I've not picked it up yet.
Just wanted to make sure and call you out.
It's what we'll do better in January when it actually matters. because we're being held
Right.
accountable.
Am I the only one who has probably?
No, Lizzie's sitting there being smug about it.
No,
which I'm
I
allowing
know.
her to say,
No,
but
I
otherwise-
haven't started this.
I started mine.
Wait, you've got it next to you. I haven't even got mine here.
Yeah, that was a real misstep, but I don't know where you put your copy because it isn't in your TBR cart.
Oh no, I've got it with me. I did bring it with me.
Okay, so basically, Lizzie, this week we have to just buddy read a lot, like or read, do either sprints or like go on Discord and just we do. Don't look at me like that. We do.
Okay.
I started so many books. I have to finish them.
I mean, okay.
Stop the timer, Lizzie.
Yeah, I'm gonna start the timer. We're using the lovely timer done by Hannah. Because I am obsessed
Still
with
the
this.
full one.
I do need to do a winter one though. I am
I
excited about doing a winter one.
need a winter one with all the depths.
Yeah, I want the winter one.
Right, I'm gonna put the timer on and I'll see everyone in 45 minutes.
Yay!
I'm 100% pausing the timer and pausing everyone's life. New development.
Yeah.
The cake that my mum had as a backup has gone moldy.
Oh no. Well, go for the mug cake. I told you, go for the mug cake. It's so easy to like. You will have that in 5 minutes. You have just to stir all the ingredients inside your mug, and like it's 1 minute or like 2 minutes in the microwave.
I've been promised a cake tomorrow, and I
But-
get to choose my cake. So it's
But that's
fine.
not your birthday tomorrow.
No, but I get to choose it. So
But you can have 2 cakes. You can have the mug cake today and the cake tomorrow.
I am lazy as anything. I
That
cannot be asked.
is fair. That is very fair.
You could just find a link to a nice mug cake and send it to whichever family member was supposed to buy you the cake. And get them to-
Yeah, I second that. It's a good idea.
That won't happen. My dad's got a cat on his lap, and my mum is walking around like someone stabbed her. So I doubt that that's going to happen.
Oh, that's sad.
Oh, my mum has chronic pancreatitis, so
Thank you. I did not have the context for this.
yeah, she's chronically ill. So I'm not super annoyed. I'm just more like, oh, you gave me hope without checking first. That's
Yeah, that's the worst.
That's the
Like
worst
having hope is the worst.
just got it ripped out of my hands.
I mean, on a more joyous note, when the timer was going, I turned on my lights.
They're pretty.
I
We
got
do like
lights. I only just added them. I like them.
They're pretty. They're really pretty.
Very pretty.
Yeah.
Right, I'm gonna put the timer back on, but I just thought I needed to update you on the situation.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
Hello.
Hello.
You're in?
Hello.
How did everyone do?
That's good. On page 188. I don't remember on what page it was before that, but I mean, I'm reading, so it's good.
I managed about 60 pages, which I'm happy with considering I've not read.
Yeah, more than good.
So very pleased. I'll go downstairs and tell Chris later and he'll be like, you read a book? So
That's fair. I managed about 40 pages and I am so tired. Like, out of nowhere, today has hit me. And I'm just like,
Yeah. You should have an early night.
I think I'm going to go to bed after this, to be honest.
That's fair.
Yeah.
The Hannah, how did you do?
I read 14%, but I've no idea what that is in pages.
Loads.
Yeah.
clearly the winner.
Mm-hmm.
I
How
don't think it's a
awful was
long
it?
book. I don't think it was.
Are you enjoying it at least? I know obviously like no spoilers for like when we chat about it later, but is it just as ridiculous as I remember?
Yeah. It's amusing.
That's fair. The hesitation
Probably
killed
isn't
me.
the vibe that they were going for.
I feel like when they tried to write it, and again, I feel like we're skipping ahead for when we meet up and talk about it. They were really trying to make it like, oh, this is like saucy and tense, and these people are like really into each other. And the whole time I'm like, how do they not know? Like, are they dumb? Are these guys dumb? So,
Mhm.
but it's Mills and Boone. I don't know what you can expect, really, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, I read between 80 and 90 pages.
Sorry, I yawned and looked back at the screen and both Celine and Hannah were yawning.
Omamari. It's really good.
Yeah, I think we do need to get to the first one to begin with, but I'm quite excited. I'm also scared because you all seem to love it so much, and I'm like, what if I hate it?
Well, Hannah is looking very
You
well,
don't like it,
didn't
Hannah?
like it as much.
I gave it 3 stars, but really it was 2.5.
I think
Oh
it's
no!
Hannah doesn't know how to experience joy, as Ali would say. I only say that because hello, Ali, and thank you very much.
Oh, hi, Ali.
I think it's fantastic, and I love a good middle grade like this, and I'm having a great time, and I like it enough for Hannah to not like it, so it's all good.
Okay, hopefully I will enjoy it as well.
I think you will, based on like the other middle grades that you've said that you enjoy, that
Yeah.
I haven't enjoyed. I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, we seem to not like the same middle grades, weirdly enough.
Yeah. Except to be fair, though, we both enjoyed Monsters of Rookhaven. We both enjoyed that one. But
Yeah,
then maybe that's because it's got the gothic vibe. So
I enjoyed the first one. Yeah, that's true.
I hope that you understand how insane the sentence "I think I have my plum bobs ready" is.
Mhm.
And it's all her fault.
Yep.
Well, I would love to see what your plum bob idea is, Tamar. So
I'd love to see your plum bobs.
Can I feel like I'm missing something.
So you know in The Sims,
Yeah.
the little diamond thing that's above them,
Yeah.
the official term for that is
Yeah.
a plum bob.
Plum bob.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay, I'll go with that. I just say okay.
I told you English was stupid.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
A little bit.
thanks, Kelly. Abby's sitting there ready to stab you with her pen. Yeah, yeah.
Wait,
She's
wait,
reading,
I have a better idea.
she's reading a violent book. I'd expect nothing less.
I'm reading a
Oh,
I guess I am.
The dagger. Yep, there's the dagger. There it is.
Are you trying to stab me? Is that what's happening?
Yeah.
Okay, do it again.
Yes.
Happy? It's still only got 2.5 though.
So people, that's why we don't have New Year's Eve parties, or like no one asks us. Like this is why. If anyone was wondering.
Do you want the dagger next, Celine?
I'll jump in front of Celine and be like, I'll take it.
Yes, this is why we don't get invited to parties, though.
Mm.
Yeah,
100%.
Shoresies. Well, does everyone other than Hannah and Celine want to do another sprint, or are we leaving it here? Because it's totally up to you guys, because I can do either way.
I think it should be your choice. It is your
Oh,
birthday.
Lizzie doesn't like making choices. Like
I
Lizzie,
think it should be Hannah's
Lizzie
choice.
needs, no, Lizzie likes other people to make choices. For the simple reason that then if she doesn't like their choice, it's their fault. Like if Lizzie makes a choice and then doesn't enjoy it, that's Lizzie's fault, and it can never be Lizzie's fault. So you have to make the choice, and then it's not Lizzie's fault.
Well, why don't we do
Yeah,
like a
it's
short
okay.
final sprint, like a shorter, not 45 minutes?
Yeah, let's
And that
do
way,
a
it's
30
kind
minutes. Let's do a 30 minutes. And
That's good. That Abby, really good idea.
Hi,
Okay, let
I'm
me
a
get
Libra.
ready.
Is anyone surprised?
I am a Libra.
you guys talk among
It's the
yourselves.
one
I
thing.
talk about stuff.
The one thing about star signs, the rest of like star signs and astronomy, like no, I'm a scientist. But Libras are all about finding balance and finding the equilibrium. And I'm like, hello, this is me. When I'm not
But-
causing chaos.
Do you know what's really funny though? Is Hannah and I are both Aquariuses, which to me is what really proves it's not a thing. Because Hannah and I get on really, really well, but we could not be more different as like Aquariuses go. Because Aquariuses are supposed to be aloof. Neither of us are aloof. Creative, fair enough. And then apparently they're like aloof to the point they want to be alone. Hannah's in a long-term relationship. Like, yes, I'm single as shit, but like, I don't think that's really a thing. But apparently it's meant to be like a mixture of like your moon sign and stuff like that. So it's meant to be like your rising sign is
Yeah.
where you pick yourself. Like,
This is too much now.
yeah, exactly.
Nathan's also
I-
an
I
Aquarius.
know
so
not
maybe we
even
just
you
match.
Just balancy, and that's who I am. I am balancy. Not because I am a Libra, but because I have deep trauma.
Oh,
matches
yeah,
nicely.
no, that's fair.
It just matches nicely. It's more conversationally acceptable to say,
Maybe-
yeah, no, because I'm a Libra, than to say, yeah, because I've got a lot of deep trauma.
If it makes you feel any better today, so there was a lady selling crystals at this market today. And I was like, oh, like I haven't seen one like this before. Like, what's that? And she was like, oh, I need to look up why you're drawn to it. And she got like all these fucking books and like started like looking up like why I'd picked up this crystal. And she's like, are you looking for more like calm? Are you struggling to sleep? Da, da, da. And I was like, yeah, I guess. Like I am pretty stressed. And she's like, well, this, you know, you're drawn to this one because it's got like calming effect. Da, da, da. And I was like, I'm drawn to this one because it's got funky colors in it. Like let's be real. It's a white block that they've then polished into a pyramid with like marbled black in it. And I'm like, it's gonna look so good in my goth terrarium. That's why I was drawn to it. I bought it, but she was like, sometimes people come to me and they say, I want a rock that's gonna like help me with like da da da, and I just say no. The crystal will choose you, and I'm like, this isn't a wand. I'm not Harry Potter. Like this isn't.
That's true. If you do believe in that, that's true.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. And I was
something
like,
that
in my
really-
head, I was like, I'm being belligerent now, and I'm being rude, but I bought the crystal anyway. So
No.
I mean, you know, at least she doesn't manipulate people into like,
no,
oh,
I
you
did.
really
I had a
need
lot.
help with
I had a
this?
lot of time for her for that. Like to be fair, like she was
Here's
really
a
into
very expensive one. Like, no, she's like, no, you pick which one you like.
Yeah. Well, because she said, because the last time I spoke to someone about it, and I was like, oh, she like asked me what my birth sign was. I was like, oh, it's amethyst. And she was like, really? I'd have put you as more like da-da-da, and was like taking me to like these other things. I was like, I don't care enough about this to like be told no. And I was like fully prepared to like buy one of like those really beautiful like rough cut amethyst things. And she was trying to get me to get like a rough cut something else. And I was like, I don't want that. And it just felt really like salesy. And I think that's probably why I don't have a lot of time for it, is because the people that have spoken to me about it before, it's not been about like the spirituality of it, of like, this is going to help with this, or this taps into that, or like that kind of side. It's all been like, yeah, buy the biggest rock and make a profit for me. If I feel like it's like, but then I have that with religion as well. So I feel like I'm just like,
That's fair.
Don't try and sell me shit.
yeah. Like, I'll buy shit. I'm an advertiser's dream, but let me pretend that it was my idea. That's all I ask.
Like, don't try and manipulate me into buying something.
Yeah.
Like, if you state facts
Mhm.
about something and that happens to make me buy it, wonderful. Congratulations. That is how you pitch something to me.
Yeah.
But not by like, oh, well, this is this. No, fuck off.
Hmm.
I just want to say the plum bobs look great.
Let's have a look see.
I did get
Again,
a C.
that is a sentence. The plum bobs look great. Yeah, they do. I haven't seen the plum bobs.
I don't really know what the key traits for a Gemini are. I don't know many Geminis. You might be one of the first Geminis I've met, Tamar. Like,
The thing is, I say that I don't care about astrology, but like, I will quite happily search all of the stupid things to find the Libra one.
Oh, I'm the same. And I really like learning new things about astrology because it really upsets my brother. So I like dropping new facts to him about it. But the one thing that will stop me from ever really taking it all that seriously is that there was it wasn't a new star, but there was a constellation that was discovered based on old like paintings, and then they've used like science to actually like work out where this constellation is versus where it should have been thousands of years ago when the star signs were like originally done. And there should be an additional one because of where the constellation sits. It should sit between like Aries and whatever the other side of Aries is, and because of that, it actually means that all the other star signs should move 3 days to the left. But apparently astrologists as a rule just went, no, I like what I associate with myself as being this, so we're just going to pretend that one doesn't exist. And I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, if something can't adapt to like new information.
I remember that happening because obviously science stuff, like new star, like things like that. And like me and Chris, like, yeah. And then it was like, oh yeah, the star signs are changing, and I was like, I don't care. I'm still a Libra. Like, literally, I've told you that I don't care about star signs, and I'm like, don't care what dates they change. I'm still why.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I just think it's really, like, I feel like, again, it's like the crystals. It's one of the reasons my brain won't take that extra step to, I'll listen
I'll
to it.
never believe in it, but I will
it.
always look at my own star sign. Like, do I believe any of what they say? No. Do I want to know? Yes.
the only thing that I vaguely feel is right is that I'm a fire sign, and I love lighting a fire in a controlled environment where fire's supposed to be, not just
Libra.
random fires in the in the world, like in a fire.
If Libra is a water sign, I'll be happy. If it's not, I'm gonna be mad.
Aquarius, which literally means of water, is an air sign.
Yeah, sign, yeah.
Bullshit. But to be fair,
I'm an air sign.
I can't be trusted around fire, which is very air sign of me.
Anyway, we've spent far too long on astrology. I apologize.
I will just say though, anytime my brother does something annoying and he knows he's being annoying, I'll just go, "You're such a Gemini," and it immediately turns the tables because he is a Gemini and he hates me bringing it up.
I did not know that. Okay, I know 2 Geminis.
Storing that for the future.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, anytime Kieran's winding you up, it's such a Gemini.
Yeah, if you ever bring him on stream again, I'd be like, Such a Gemini.
Such a
Are you a Gemini?
You know what? He won't now. If I tell him that I've told you guys that he's a Gemini, he'd be like, no,
Well, don't tell him.
I kind of have
God.
to.
I'm
It's
sorry,
not.
he can't get out of seeing at least 3 of us that isn't you, Hannah.
Yeah, but do you
because-
think you're gonna remember? Do you think when we actually
No.
play D&D again, you'll remember?
No, I have a brain that just falls out of my head.
Why do
now.
I feel like you're gonna go? You're such a Scorpio, and he's gonna be like, "What does that even mean?" Like completely the wrong sign. Could not be more different.
No, I need to remember this because when he's that really annoying character Rixie, I can be like, oh, such a Gemini.
The thing is, he'll assume you're talking to Rick, which he could be a Gemini. You don't know. He could be incredibly.
But still, the
Gemini.
sentence will trigger him
Mhm.
because you've used it before. The sentence will still in his brain go bang, and he'll be like,
To be fair, I have to be nice to Kieran. He's not feeling very well, and here's how you can tell he's not feeling very well. He hasn't been on his like nightly walks for the last 4 days,
Oh.
oh, he loves
right?
it.
And he goes every night. I mean, you were there for the stream when he was like, "Oh yeah, male privilege. I'm going out at night." So
And we were all like jealous. I'd need
Yeah,
this to
uproar.
happen into a. When I walked home from work at like 5:30 at night, which is a 20-minute walk, Chris came and got me.
mhm.
I didn't ask him to; he just appeared.
I think that's fair. I mean, I've got one of those like things that like where you lock your car from the inside. It's the first thing I do when I get in my car every time.
Yeah.
Unless Lizzie's getting in because she takes like good sweet time, in which case I have to wait. But like usually I get in and straight away.
I'm sorry, it's normally because I'm pushing out your freaking wing mirror. Because I can't get in the car and do that because I have short arms.
Again, that seems like a
Oh.
you problem. So
Short people problems.
short people problems. Do you know what's short people problems? Is Lizzie going, Hannah, if I just leave that there, will you put it back? Because the back is up. Like, if I just leave that there, will you put that away? Yeah, I'll do that. Hannah, I've just left that. Can you? Yeah, I can. Yeah.
It's 10 times worse at my parents' house because my mum was like, can you make me a coffee? And I was like, I can't reach where you've put the coffee. So no,
No.
that would be
See,
a hard
I clamber as long as it's somewhere that I'm fully aware I have permission. I am on the counters like some sort of gymnast, and I'm like
Oh.
getting things down, and it gives Chris massive anxiety because he's convinced I'm going to fall off and smash my head, and so it means I don't have to put the plastic Tupperware away anymore, which is great.
I'm a
I'm
clamberer.
flexible.
I would pay good money to see Lizzie clamber over anything.
I can't do that. I would never be able to do that. I am too short. Like I can't like hike myself up. There's no way.
She could try, and she won't try, and that's a sad. For my birthday, can you clamber? Just
I
watch.
will end up really hurting myself though.
Exactly, it'd be really funny. But
See, right, clambering, you have to slowly elevate with the clambering. So for when I was younger, i.e. shorter, I would start the clambering with getting one of the chairs, because we would have a kitchen diner. So you get one of the dining chairs and put it up against the counter. So that then gives you,
clambering.
yeah, so you then get a step up. And then
Mhm.
but then as I got older and slightly taller, but also just as I got more confident, I was like, I can't be asked to pull out the chair, even though it was half a meter away. So I just pushed myself up onto the counter, and I may or may not, the first few times, have tried and failed and angrily stomped over to the chair and got the chair and went back. But you learn over time, you know. It's a developmental process. You're not going to become a gymnast overnight. You're not going to become a cellist overnight. You cannot clamber without starting with the basics.
Because
I heard a
those
step
things are the
stool
same.
for
though.
her birthday. Get her a step stool for her birthday, Hannah.
I have
She's-
step stools.
She's got one. In fact, we've
I
got 2 in the house,
two.
but she likes to use them as side tables.
I would do that. I have done that.
You know, it's been really fun. You know how our bathroom light, trips all of the upstairs lights, Hannah?
Yeah,
It's
like
been
all the
really
time.
fun. It's really fun trying to turn the switch back on.
Just use a broom like I do.
No, I managed it, but it was like if I fall and die, like I'm dead.
Okay, that is how falling and dying works. To be fair, thing is, I'll be really annoyed if you fall and die and you've left the front door locked and I can't even get in. Did she tell you about this? She locked me out. She locked me out of my own goddamn home because
Really?
she thought I was coming back.
I love
I
that.
was like, I
convinced.
said specifically, I was like, right, I'm going down for my granddad's funeral. I'll be back Monday. I'm taking my brother to the airport and then I'm carrying on to Oxford. Monday rolls around. I drop my brother off at the airport at like 7 o'clock at night. I get back to Oxford 8:30, 8:45. I put my key in the lock. Nothing moves because someone's put it on the fucking latch, even though I told her I was coming home. So I scared the shit out of her by knocking really loudly.
I was convinced. I had convinced myself that Hannah was coming back on Tuesday because I'd convinced myself I wasn't going to be in the house. Like I saw, we'd had a conversation about it. Might not have even been related to that, but my brain went, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think she just hates me. That's what I keep saying. I'm like, it's fine. You hate me. I get it.
That's absolutely correct. I absolutely detest you. Like, I wasn't excited at all when you turned up, when I thought you weren't going to be here.
You were just faking it for the stream. I get it. It's fine.
Sure.
Actually, that's not true. I know that's not true because you're not that good an actress. So
no, I suck.
Do you know what's really scary? She absolutely is that good an actress. She's playing Mercutio. Like, girl's got acting chops.
Oh,
she pretends to be a normal
Hannah,
human being all the time.
Hannah, I will send you the dance that I've had to learn. I've sent it to Celine already.
You got to learn a dance. I love that.
I've sent it to Celine already, but I feel like it will bring you twice as much joy.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Okay, let me just get through these, and then I'm going to put the last sprint on before I fall asleep while I'm reading.
Yeah, I'm falling asleep.
Are you guys staying? Are you going up to your...
Okay.
Yeah, me
I'm
too.
literally falling asleep as we say it. So.
I'm really dying. Like, I need to sleep.
Well, thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
Have you got anything to promote before you go?
Just my shop. It's partially closed at the moment. I'm not posting out anything until the new year because, let's be honest, I've sent loads of stuff out and it's not moving. It's still just at the post office. So
Yeah.
But please feel free to support a small independent bookshop and treat yourself.
I would say it's linked below, but I don't think I've linked anything below. But it's Waypoint Books.
It's Waypoint Books. People know. People know where I am. They can find me. But anyway, I'm glad you had such a good birthday, Lizzie.
This was great. This was the best part.
You'll have cake tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And you get to eat most of the cake. That's the rules. If it's after the birthday,
I
like you
think
give them
you
like a
get-
sliver.
You get to eat all of it. Like, it's yours.
Oh, well, because they paid for it. So, you give them like a little. Like, part of the fun is sharing. So you give them a sliver that is 1 centimeter wide at the edge. And you're like, sharing is caring, cake.
I love that idea as well.
But yes. Okay. Well, thank you for joining.
Good night.
Bye, everyone.
Guys. And then there were 3.
There is 3.
Yes.
Just before we go on. Hi, Amy. Don't worry about it. It's been a nice chill evening. We've just been chilling and reading a bit. This will be my last sprint though, and I hope you've done well in your edits. But thank you for jumping on. Right, I think I've changed the timer. We'll see. We might get an ad, but who knows? Who knows? But if you guys are what?
You don't have ad blocker?
Well, I was paying for premium, and then I stopped paying for premium because I poor now. I didn't have to deal with the ads, and now I haven't got an ad blocker.
That's fair.
But I'm just gonna go for 30 minutes, and then we'll do like a really quick little goodbye bit so that we can all go to bed because I know we all like sleep.
Sounds good.
I will see you both in 30 minutes. Well, my computer was like, no, I'm not. I'm going to make you look real stupid by not doing anything and then doing the thing like 3 times.
Yeah.
And I fully keep an eye on the time, so that timer made me like jump. How did we all do?
Wait, I have to do maths. No, you have to wait longer. I'm still doing the maths.
I got another 10% in.
Oh my god, you are racing through that book.
I'm a
total-
quarter of the way through, and I only started it in these sprints.
Hey, it's better than nothing. In total, I've read 80 pages of this on the sprints. So I think last time it was 50, so I only read 30 pages in that sprint, but I did also spend a good amount of the sprint scrolling through TikTok. So I got another 30 pages. It's not too bad.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how many pages I read in that sprint exactly, but I'm now 185 pages in to Amari.
I need to get that. I want it in paperback. I've got the first one in paperback.
Yeah, I've got the first one in like the same Waterstone special edition, so when I had to get it matching, otherwise I would hate myself.
Obviously. Yeah, like it's the rules.
But I'm really glad I do have them in these editions because I really like these middle grades. I think they're so good.
They are. Well, at least the first one is.
This one's probably just as good. So far, but like they're not that long. Like I think I'm just under halfway.
Oh, nice.
I know I'm over. Well, it's 392 pages. I can't maths that. But it looks
392 pages, so about 145 would be halfway through.
okay. So I'm over halfway through them. I don't.
392 pages. 292 pages is just under 300. So you just half 300 and just like dig a little bit up.
Tamar says, finish up some new things, now playing a game, and then sleepy times. Yes, it is definitely past my bedtime, by quite a way. But I just wanted to say thank you to both Hannah and Abby, for joining me. I know both of you have not been feeling great, so I really appreciate that you've taken the time to come on.
It was your birthday.
I know, but I'm still very thankful.
Yeah, I'm knowing you. And even Chris was asking me this morning. It's like, it's Lizzie's birthday today, right? Are you just doing anything?
Oh, bless him. Well, I just appreciate it because I didn't really have any plans. So it's nice that I managed to, jump on sprints and hang out with people, which is what I wanted to do.
Definitely.
Before we go, is there anything you guys wanted to promote or say that there's stuff happening or any of that?
Just got my usual end of year content / beginning of year content because I don't understand these people that can do like the best books of 2022 at the beginning of December. Like you have a whole month. What are you doing? But yeah, that stuff will be coming. I'm assuming Hannah will have something similar either on a blog or on a channel.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly.
I've not read properly in months. Like I don't know what I'm doing with my life.
Which surely would make finding the best books of the year easier because there's fewer to go through.
Oh, you'd think, but I've had a disappointing year.
Oh.
Then there's very few of them, so then you just make like a, oh my god, these 3 books are fantastic post.
That's a good idea.
Whereas I was like,
think that,
I'll go
no.
through and tot up all my 5-star reads and see where that kind of sets me. As of now, right now, I'm remembering I'm reading this, as well as this is on my TBR, which is like from one of my favorite series. So like, I'm currently at 20 5-star reads.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, and like, I know that it's obviously amazing to read that many books that you love, but also kind of purely for content reasons, you have it easier.
Uh, It'll be very short. I never have much to say.
Yes, Babel is on my list.
I haven't finished it yet. This is my goal to finish this before the end of the year.
It is a very slow read.
It's not that. I just haven't picked it up since October for no other reason than I just haven't picked it up.
That's
And I will be picking it up, but also I wanted to show Hannah this because I've got a Dungeons and Dragons advent calendar, and today on my birthday I got a Dungeons and Dragons bookmark.
I love that.
Oh, I love the backside of that. Oh, that's so cute.
It's adorable.
I love it.
So I'm using
D&D
it in
Beyond
Babel.
have been doing a calendar as well. We can get some free stuff and discount off other bits.
Oh, nice.
That's cool. That's cool. But yeah, no. Check out Abby's channel, which is what the spelling always gets me. I always have to double check the spelling of Pelennor, but it's right there. Take note. Check out Hannah's Instagram, blog, and Twitter and YouTube channel. Because next year we're bringing back Middle-earthathon, and both of these lovely people here will be bullied into being involved again.
This time, me and Hannah can actually read because we've both read the same amount of the books. We've both read The Hobbit and the first book in the trilogy. So we're going to try and help each other get through books 2 and 3.
Book 3 is my favorite, so I
Yes.
need to get there. Wow. I'm going to end the broadcast now, but thank you for everyone else for joining. And I will see you soon, if not before New Year. Bye.
Bye.